together again. On the day we are together again, I will pull you in close like a hoop with no end. On the day we are together again, we will share the same table again. We will share the same table again. I will pass you the salt, the candlelight will bend when we share the same table again. We will walk around the block hand in hand. We will walk around the block hand in hand. We will stop for a snack at the taco truck stand when we walk around the block hand in hand. Someday we will go back to work. Someday we will go back to work. May we be among people who respect our work. Someday we will go back to work. I will write you a letter for now. I will write you a letter for now. Hope is a message that survives somehow. I will write you a letter for now. I will help the strangers I meet. I will help the strangers I meet. It is possible to get back on our feet. I will help the strangers I meet. To the healers who keep us alive. To the healers who keep us alive. A toast to your courage, knowledge and light. To the healers who keep us alive. And the ones we love who are gone. And the ones we love who are gone. We remember the stories and we sing the songs for the ones we love who are gone. And on the day we are together.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your time. Let me make sure my mic is fixed right before I start gabbing. Okay, yeah, it's right. All right. How's everyone doing? Thank you so much. I want to thank Yaya for becoming a new member. Thank you so much, Yaya. I appreciate it. Lita Lot, you are definitely an OG by now. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Breaking news, there is 5, maybe 6 people. This is breaking right now as we speak. KTLA is, well, let me take you back to this one, reporting that 5 to 6 people in the desert that has been found. There's going to be a press conference here
On
shortly.
behalf of San
I'm going to
Bernardino
play
County
this.
Sheriff's deputies and investigators, just getting bigger and bigger in the past hour. The sheriff's helicopter just left the scene. We are standing right in front of it. 300 feet in front of me is where we understand that all happened on this dirt deserted road. Now, we know that Sky 5 is up above us, but we cannot go to that live shot because, Frank, the images are just too graphic and just too gruesome. But we can confirm through our Sky 5 images that there are indeed bodies there here at the scene. Investigators working, collecting as much evidence as possible. Now, we want to go back to the beginning, though, and bring you to what we know so far. We know all of this happened at around 8:16 p.m. last night. That is when deputies were called here for a welfare check. And that is when they made that gruesome discovery. 5 people found shot to death, some of them strewn about in the middle.
I'm going to show you guys a photo here shortly, and these are they've blurred them
of
out,
the road.
thankfully.
In these
They're pretty
images, you can
graphic.
see deputies taping off this area. We have not been allowed any farther in as they continue to work gathering evidence. But we want to go to some images that we shot ourselves, KTLA, from here at the scene just a few minutes ago. We walked around to another side of the taped off area of where we're standing to get a better vantage point, because you can see there 2 cars that investigators are working over. One of them looks to be a bluish SUV with windows blown out, seemingly shot out, and yellow evidence markers are everywhere. I'm talking about everywhere, dozens of evidence markers, even one on top of a second car, a silver van. Now back here live at the scene, we want to go to that helicopter. I was just mentioning earlier ago that sheriff's helicopter that landed a few minutes ago right where I was standing, actually, and they got out, they surveilled the scene, and then they got back in, and now this sheriff's helicopter is now circling the scene, taking a look at likely what we saw from our own live shot from the Sky 5 chopper above. And there you can get a bird's eye view of what has gone out. You can see the 2 cars involved in this case that are, we believe one body may even be inside one of those cars. Additional bodies strewn out again along this dirt road. It is incredibly desolate. I cannot bring home that point enough, because it took about 20 minutes from the last town that we saw. It's miles and miles from any sort of city or any sort of home. It is in the middle of nowhere. There's barely any cell phone service, and that is where we are right now. There is no concrete road. It is just a desolate dirt road. The sheriff's deputies and the sheriff's helicopter now above us, just circling to try and get a better idea of the scene here. But we know from the deputy's public information officer that they're going to make themselves available to us, to the media, in Adelanta, which is a city about 15 minutes from where I'm standing, at the nearest sheriff's department. They are going to make themselves available with the latest details that they know at around 9 a.m. this morning. So after we get done with bringing you this live report, we're actually going to pack it up and go over there to give you that update from the sheriff's deputies there at their office. But in the meantime, we know that right here, their investigation just getting started. We don't know what brought these 5 people here, what brought their bodies here, how they were killed exactly, but we know that we're going to get much more detail from the sheriff's department as their investigation continues. But as you're looking at this live shot here of the helicopter up above, in the meantime, in the past hour, we've seen more and more cars coming to this desert road. Investigators, no doubt, there's an SUV as well as a mobile unit. There's special investigators working as they try and figure out what happened here. Reporting live, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
So they were doing a wellness check is what they were doing, and apparently found 5. I'm hearing 6 possibly. I'm looking for, what county is this in? Does anyone know? I'm trying to find to go to a live press conference. They're going to have one here shortly. Trying to get that up. Here is from the top view. As you can see, they've actually blurred out because there is human remains right here. You can tell that these doors are open. They have been shot out. Let's see what they say. Look at this, y'all. Oh my God. Bakersfield. Okay. Let me go to Facebook and see. This is Bakersfield. Would it be sheriff's office? Let's see here. Bear with me. This is live, y'all. So we are just learning all of this. I mean, that is very tragic. It's San Bernardino County. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Sheriffs. Let me put it as San Bernardino County Sheriffs. Let's try this. Hmm. 20 shell. I mean, there's a lot. What did Marlene say? County is same as city. They found a 6th person. Okay, can someone let me see here if I can find this news cover. Here's some more pictures. Oh wow, look how desert this is. It is in the middle. Well, this is the Mojave Desert. So let me see here. Wow, see how this has been. What that's like a Chevrolet type SUV. Let's see here. If the news conference.
When we asked authorities if there are
Here's some more. Okay.
releasing any of that information, but we do
Hold on.
in this desolate area here in the high desert. Now behind me you can see that operation on behalf of investigators only getting bigger and bigger all morning long. We're standing about a couple of hundred feet from the scene. Now Frank, all morning long we had been reporting that there were 5 victims that were found here late last night in this deserted desert road, but we now know from authorities that there are actually 6 victims. We learned that from the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, who held a press conference a couple of minutes ago. Here's more of what they had to say.
Deputies were requested to respond to a remote area off of Highway 395 in El Mirage. This is a very remote desert area, and for that reason, CHP Aviation Division accompanied us to the call and were able to help us in locating the scene and the decedents. Upon arriving, we located multiple decedents at the scene, and investigators with our Specialized Investigation Division responded to assume the investigation. As the investigation continued, early this morning, a 6th decedent was located at the scene, so we have a total of 6 at this point.
All right, we want to bring you some images from Sky 5, who flew over the scene earlier this morning. Now, we know a lot of it is blurred out. That is because these images are simply too gruesome and graphic to show you. But what you can maybe make out are that there are bodies of the victims strewn out about the ground on this road, and the dozens and dozens of evidence markers everywhere as this investigation only just begins. We can make out 2 cars here at the scene, a blue SUV and a silver truck, a silver van, excuse me. But when we asked authorities if there are only 2 cars involved, they said they couldn't release that information quite yet, but they did confirm this is the one and only scene they are investigating. All right, back here live. We also asked authorities about the notification. How did they learn that this scene was even here? We initially heard that they got a call about a welfare check, and that is why they responded over here. They said at this point, they cannot tell us why exactly they were alerted to what is going on here. We also asked about the victims. We now know that there are 6. We asked if they knew the ages, who they were, where they come from. They said at this point they are not releasing any of that information, but we do know that we expect updates from them throughout the day into the evening as this investigation just gets started. All right, reporting from El Mirage. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Does anyone know where that press conference is? I've looked on their Facebook. I can't see it there. I've looked on KTLA, not there. So if anyone knows where that is, I'm trying to see if what this says. One second, let me see if they're live. No, that's not it. Okay, let's go back to this, and then I'm going to go to, let me look at chat real quick. NBC Los Angeles, also NBC4 Los Angeles. Okay. NBC Los. All right, let me look for this. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, I found it. Perfect. Here we go. Thank you for that. Here's the press conference.
Está comentando que fueron encontrados cerca en una área remota en la autopista 3.
Okay, I don't need the Spanish. Thank you. All right. Is there any English on this? English.
CHP Aviation Division
El día de
accompanied us to the
anoche.
call, and we're able.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't have an exact for all evidence as the
Varias balas.
Okay, it's going to
Llegó
turn into
también
English.
el
1 second.
equipo de investigación de
as
la
the
división.
investigation continued early this morning, a sixth decedent was located. So we have a total of 6 at this point. We've confirmed that. I'm sorry, we have not confirmed the sex or the age of any of the decedents at this point. So that information will come out as we continue the investigation, as well as the cause and manner of death. So I'm not able to confirm that at this time. So just so you know, the process will look something like this. Obviously, we've got investigators out there. The crime scene will be considered for all evidence. We'll collect that. Our coroner's investigators will do their part in the investigation as far as the decedents are concerned. And then as soon as we have that information, we'll make sure that we put that out to you. You can look for a press release to accompany this. It will most likely be later this evening or tomorrow sometime. Unfortunately, I don't have an exact estimate on that for you. So I can take a couple of questions. Go ahead. As of right now, that is the only location that we are looking at. Mm-hmm. I do not have that information right now. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not releasing that information at this time. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know. That information will come as they further investigate. We haven't been given that information yet for release.
This just broke about 2 hours ago. Remember, California's 3 hours.
It'll be
behind
several
Eastern.
hours still before we're ready for anybody to be removed from the scene. The coroner investigators will be called upon once they're ready for that. So as you can imagine, with 6 decedents at the scene, it's going to take quite a bit of time for them to gather all of that information. Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, right now we're not releasing that information as they're still processing the scene and trying to take in all the evidence out there, but that'll be information that hopefully we'll be able to share with you at a later date. Correct.
Is it possible that that man and the body had been there hours prior to that?
Yeah, we don't know at this point yet. Right.
Welcome, Stephanie.
Yeah, we have not confirmed any cause or manner of death or any gunshot wounds or anything other than anything like that.
Is this area
Mhm.
known for this type of activity? Have you responded to that remote area before? Something similar?
Not to my knowledge, no.
We've seen the sheriff's helicopter drive around this morning. Is that to collect evidence? Is that to survey the field?
Typically, all of those things, a lot of times what will happen is they will take an investigator up into the helicopter so that they can do aerial photographs, that sort of thing, and get a lay for the land. So it's all part of the investigation. Anything else?
Can you speak on behalf of the sheriff's department the severity of what you're dealing with here? Clearly 6 lives. I mean, for somebody, there's some heartbroken families that are going to be dealing with this.
Absolutely. I mean, it's going to be heartbreaking no matter what the situation is, what they discover out there as far as the circumstances surrounding it. So our investigators will continue to do their best to wrap this up quickly and get all the information possible to bring justice to those folks out there.
And it was mentioned that this is a homicide investigation. Can you speak to the fact
A lot of shell casings.
had
Yes.
victims of a homicide in the county?
To be honest with you, I can't recall
It's hard to hear.
a time. I mean, if that's been the case, it has been years. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to take y'all over here to ABC 7. And this broke about 2 hours ago. It's now 6 people. I guess, maybe one was running and they found this other person in the desert farther out, is what I'm assuming. What is this?
ARODRIG.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Excuse me. At 8:06 this morning, a sixth decedent was located at the scene. So we have a total of 6 at this point.
Does anyone know exactly like where this is? That's what I would like to know. Let's see. El Mirage, California.
They're storytellers who live in your community,
You're loved, you're seen.
who tell your story.
I
learn new things.
I don't need that. Thank you. I was going to see if I could find it on Google Earth. The world has definitely gone crazy. El Mirage, California. Let's go to Google Earth and see just at where we're looking at here. This is definitely somewhere in the desert. We don't know exactly what has happened, but to me this sounds a little bit, drug related, if you ask me. Regardless, it's unacceptable. You can't. All right, so this is El Mirage. So, unincorporated community in the western Victor Valley of the Mojave Desert within San Bernardino County. El Mirage is next to the El Mirage Lake, a dry lake bed, and 12.5 miles northwest of is Adelinto? They have a school. Holy crap, guys. Look at this. This is literally in the middle of no man's land. I'm assuming there's probably like lots of DRUGS, lots of border crossings, that kind of thing around here. You want to go to sleep and see if the world gets better for a year? You know how we make the world better? ourselves, each of us. That's how we make the world better. When you drive through the desert, there is nothing for hundreds of miles. I've driven from like Vegas to LA, through the Mojave Desert, and it's hot. Lots of desert land for sure. Let's see if there's anything on the ground here. Let's see what we're looking at. Oh, wow. To me, like this would be depressing for me to live like this personally. Like, there's no color at all. Like, there's no greenery or anything like that. What is that? Oh, wow. Y'all, look at this. Justin, it's 10 minutes from our home. Oh, wow. Like, this is desert. Oh, look at this. Look at Google Earth. Watch, you go back one. Hold on, maybe back one. Maybe one more. See that? Watch this. Watch this building. This is from different times. See? See this building? Now watch, I'm going to go forward a little bit. It looks like it's fell apart a little bit. Are any of these okay? Murphy's. Is there any like farming out here, I wonder? I mean, of any sort? It's way out in the boondocks. That's exactly right, Karen. We got to be the change. All right, let me find something here. This is in San Bernardino County. I'm going to check checking up for an update. Okay, this was updated 19 minutes ago. And it says, oh, here, let me show you this real quick. We'll go back to that in 1 second.
5 people were found dead on a dirt road in this remote area. It's a remote area in the high desert.
Yeah, major response from law enforcement. A lot of investigators, detectives out there right now, as you can see. NBC4's Lauren Coronado also out there right now, and she joins us from the scene with the latest on this story. Lauren?
Lynette, Adrian, deputies confirm 5 bodies were found out here, and we've been able to locate 2 vehicles involved as well. I want to show you the scene right now. Just beyond this yellow tape is where those 2 vehicles are. I want to set the scene for you. This is one of the vehicles in question. It appears to be a silver minivan here on Lessing Avenue, which is parallel to the 395 just off Shadow Mountain Road in El Mirage, which is near Adelanto in San Bernardino County. It's hard to make out details, but we got a better look from our masked camera on our news van. We're not showing the images because they're graphic, but we could see what appears to be a body lying outside that silver vehicle and what appears to be a few others just ahead of the vehicle. In addition, we've located a second vehicle a few feet away. A spokesperson for the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department tells us deputies got a call for a wellness check closer to 8:15 last night. When they got here, they located the 5 dead bodies. No word on what led up to this, how the 5 died, or who they are. We did collect a vehicle a few feet away. A spokesperson for the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department tells us deputies got a call for a wellness check closer to 8:15 last night. When they got here, they located the 5 dead bodies. To make out details, but we got a better look from our masked camera on our news van. We're not showing the images because they're graphic, but we could see what appears to be a body lying outside that silver
What
vehicle
street was
and what
it?
appears to be a
Did
few
they say?
others just ahead of the vehicle. In addition, we've located a second vehicle a few. Lynette, Adrian, deputies confirmed.
All right, so it's Lessing, Lessing. Let's see here. Lessing Avenue and Wrigley. Wrigley. Okay. Okay, so we were close. We were close. Okay, I found it. All right. Now, let me go ahead and finish playing this, and I'll show you guys it.
Firm 5 bodies were found out here, and we've been able to locate 2 vehicles involved as well. I want to show you the scene right now. Just beyond this yellow tape is where those 2 vehicles are. I want to set the scene for you. This is one of the vehicles in question. It appears to be a silver minivan here on Lessing Avenue, which is parallel to the 395 just off Shadow Mountain Road in El Mirage, which is near Adelanto in San Bernardino County. It's hard to make out details, but we got a better look from our mast camera on our news van. We're not showing the images because they're graphic, but we could see what appears to be a body lying outside that silver vehicle and what appears to be a few others just ahead of the vehicle. In addition, we've located a second vehicle a few feet away. A spokesperson for the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department tells us deputies got a call for a wellness check closer to 8:15 last night. When they got here, they located the 5 dead bodies. No word on what led up to this, how the 5 died, or who they are. We did collect a license plate number for the silver vehicle. Our team is working to run those plates in hopes of finding out more about who may be involved. Back out here live, you might be able to see some of those vehicles. I did talk with the sheriff's deputy briefly. He tells me that they will be here for hours. And just right now, it looks like another deputy has just arrived. So over the past couple hours, we've watched the response really could continue throughout the morning, but we will continue to keep you posted with all the new developments that we receive closer to 6:55. Reporting live, I'm Lauren Coronado for Today in LA.
All right, so 1 second, y'all.
With the global warming and the...
Okay, hold on a minute, Donald. All right, I want to show y'all this before I take you guys to where they are there. All right, currently an investigation is underway following the discovery of 6 people that were pew-pewed to death in a remote desert area in El Mirage, California. Multiple bloodied victims there were found scattered about the ground with evidence markers and bullet casings surrounded them. Some bodies shown signs of burning. Wow. Okay. A dark-colored SUV riddled with bullet holes and shattered windows was on the scene, while a light-colored van faced the opposite direction with unclear damage. No information is about the victims' identities has been released yet. So they've, shot him out. And I'd like to know, who. Okay, so this is Lessing Avenue. We're going to go on the ground here. So this is an avenue. Oh, wow. These are dirt. These are like literally sand roads. So that is South Street. I guess this is. Wowzers. How far is that from the border? I don't know. Probably pretty close. Hold on. If you guys have any information, you can text it to 307-228-4906, or you can email me as well. Sorry, I'm getting some stuff here. This is literally in the middle of nowhere. I didn't even know Google did roads like, like this. This is Lessing Drive. Literally in the middle of the desert, right here. Yeah, I think Josh lives in Northern California, though, which he might know Southern California. What happens when out of gas in the middle of nowhere? You're screwed. Could it be a hate crime? Quinny, I mean, anything is possible. Absolutely anything is possible. Thank you for that, for sending me that, y'all. All right. I'm going to take y'all here. See what they say. Gruesome crime scene uncovered. 6 people found unalived in remote desert area in El Mirage, California. Burned bodies, bullet-riddled SUV found. All right. The deputies were dispatched at 8:15 p.m. for a wellness check in an isolated area stretch off Highway 395 between Lake Los Angeles and Adelino. Is that right? Am I saying that right? Adelanto? Initial reports disclose the finding of 5 bodies, but Wednesday morning, a 6th victim was located at the same scene, as confirmed by Sheriff's Department. Details regarding the identified of the victims of the circumstances of the deaths were not immediately disclosed. The identities, ages, and sexes of the victims remain undisclosed as a specialized investigation division of the Sheriff's Department combs through evidence at the scene to piece together the events leading to the heinous acts. Witness reports and local news sources from Victor Valley News Group indicate that the victims suffered fatal gunshot wounds. The location of the discovery, about 15 miles north of Adelino and 20 miles of Victorville, was described as incredibly desolate. The crime scene was marked with numerous evidence tags, highlighted a sprawl of bullet casings and remains. Some victims also bore signs of being burned, adding a chilling dimension to this horrifying scene. It sounds like they were tortured, some of them even. I mean, how would you get burned without someone, like someone's got to burn you for that, right? Hey, Chloe, good to see you. There are people who off the grid where they would be if they had made contact. I'm going to check with this news group they got here. Let's see. Wow, look at all the markers, y'all. Holy cow. Yeah, they were live when they first got there, and like you could see remains. Look at all of. Let me get an X. And hold on. Where was I? Sorry, I'm looking up something. Y'all give me 1 second. Someone had to call in a wellness check. Okay, they just KRE5 updated 1 minute ago. Give me 1 second.
Desert area.
Okay, we already saw that. So it's 3 hours from the border. Oh, that's quite a while. That's quite a ways then. Quite a ways. 220 miles. Bear with me 1 second. Where did I put that? It is certainly in the middle of nowhere. That is for sure. All right. Need to close some windows out here. We'll go to X and see if there's anything there currently. I can't read Spanish. I mean, you can tell there's 2 different vehicles, so I'm wondering if they just both unalived each other, you know what I mean? And nobody survived. But, someone called in a wellness check, which, was that a tip off from someone or what?
Of Highway 395, about 15 minutes drive from the city of Adelanto, in this desolate area here in the high desert. Now, behind me, you can see that operation on behalf of investigators only getting bigger and bigger all morning long. We're standing about a couple of hundred feet from the scene. Now, Frank, all morning long, we had been reporting that there were 5 victims that were found here late last night in this deserted desert road. But we now know from authorities that there are actually 6 victims. We learned that from the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, who held a press conference a couple of minutes ago. Here's more of what they had to say.
Deputies were requested to respond to a remote area off of Highway 395 in El Mirage. This is a very remote desert area, and for that reason, CHP Aviation Division accompanied us to the call and were able to help us in locating the scene and the decedents. Upon arriving, we located multiple decedents at the scene, and investigators with our Specialized Investigation Division responded to assume the investigation. As the investigation continued, early this morning, a 6th decedent was located at the scene. So we have a total of 6 at this point.
All right, we want to bring you some images from Sky 5, who flew over the scene earlier this morning. Now, we know a lot of it is blurred out. That is because these images are simply too gruesome and graphic to show you. But what you can maybe make out are that there are bodies of the victims strewn out about the ground on this road, and the dozens and dozens of evidence to show you. Flew over the scene earlier this morning. Now, we know a lot of it is blurred out. That is because these images are simply too gruesome and graphic to show you. But what you can maybe make out are that there are bodies of the victims strewn out.
Okay, so look here. We look here. See if I can make this bigger. Here's that. There's a white van, right? And I'm assuming the other car is here, because I don't see the other car. There was a light-colored van and a dark, it looked like a Trailblazer. A woman where I lived. Ew, wow. So
out about the ground on this road, and the dozens and dozens of evidence markers everywhere as
hold
this
on, what is
investigation
that?
make out
What
bodies
is
of the victims
what is that right there? Is that
strewn out
see
about the
that?
ground on this road, and the dozens and dozens of evidence markers
Wow.
everywhere as this investigation only just begins. We can make out 2 cars here at the scene, a blue SUV and a silver.
Yes, this is it. I mean, look at all these yellow markers. Lots of land for sale in that area, probably very, very cheap. I had to run. Yes. Probably. Those are the victims, could be destroying any tracks left. Yeah. So I would assume, since there had to be a wellness check, right? These people had to live close by, right? Am I wrong? It's the Wild Wild West. If it was a cartel, wouldn't it have been a cleaner scene? Yeah, I don't think this is cartel, so to say. Hey, Dutch, good to see ya. If it was a remote, how would this person who called knew? That's what I'm saying. Or someone in the area knew that they were going there. The wellness check. See, we don't even know who these people are. Now, they did get a license plate, from what I understand, and they are trying to find out, like, continued coverage. Hold on, what's this? When was this last updated? 36 minutes ago. No, it was 8 p.m. last night is when they did the wellness check. And I don't understand this right now. Not understanding it. Bear with me 1 second. What time is it? Oops, 1 second. Very cold in the desert at night. Yeah. Potentially, Lisa. Potentially. They just met out there. Look how the wheels are so turned and the door is open. Likely they were in motion when being fired upon. Um, you know, I bet you there's a lot of GUNS at the scene. Wouldn't you think? Justin, if someone drove by the scene and saw bodies, they'd call in and say, I think something is wrong here at the police, and the police would go to the scene to make an official determination. So are you saying you think someone may have called in and a wellness check for them? I mean, they ain't well. One. But the wellness check was at 8 p.m. last night. Wellness check could be, hey, blank said they were going out. Right. I think this is probably something like that. This could be, gang members. Looks like a chase to get away with. Yeah. You can't request a wellness check if you don't know they're out there. Either passed it by or someone knew. Maybe they were partying and someone came upon them. To me, this looked like this was a battle of some sort, right? Like they're moving, they're chasing each other, pew pews are going off. That's the feeling I'm getting right out in the desert. This is in El Mirage, California. Sadly, even the suspects are arrested. Law enforcement released the system caters to criminals instead of the victim. It feels like that sometimes. I would like to thank a member. Someone please. Oh, thank you. Of course. Yeah, they can drop a link for becoming a member. It's from Human. The desert is, yes. Obituary free cemetery. There is the desert, it keeps a lot of its secrets out there. There's there's, I mean, even look at Suzanne Morphew. She was found in the middle of nowhere. Justin, are the yellow markers for pew pew casings? Yes, most likely. Those are evidence markers. I think so too, Dutch. I think it's definitely a gang situation, in my opinion. As of what we know right now, we don't know nothing right now, but it's just a feeling I'm getting. Citizens aren't allowed to determine death, and if they didn't see a shooting, they'd call in a wellness check. Yes. Let's see here. Do I have to be on a desktop? I don't think you have to be on a desktop to become a member. No. Thank you. What if a girlfriend, OD victim, or something like that, they were going out there and knew of threats and their girlfriend called in trying to, perhaps? Perhaps? The more pics I look at, not a cartel. I don't think this is cartel either. I mean, it may be drug related, but I don't think this is cartel, right? If they find no pew pews, someone got away. Yeah. That would be true. I mean, clearly. All right. So look at this. Like these are all shell casings, right? So how would the shell casings, they're here? That means someone was either behind them or they was, moving and shooting at the same time. Because the markers are back here, right? I have 360 on my son's phone. Yeah. God, hopefully never have to do it. Yeah, it's under the description. There you go. You can click that link right there. A family member that knew they were going to meet up and never came home could have called in a wellness check. Maybe a location on phones. SoCal, even remote is not remote. Could be CHP or SBSD air support calling in anything they fly the I-15 corridor and high desert. Yeah. Hold on. Nina said she was local and her news said a wellness check was called in because of all of. Ew. Okay, so earlier in one of the reports, they said that, did they go to Mexico for a tummy tuck? This is actually what I think they said 3 hours from Mexico. Yeah, this feels like a battle for sure. Let's see if X is saying anything about it right now. If anything is coming out of X. All right. Creepy music. Why do people do that? I never understand it. The one body had to be much farther away though. Much farther away. But how did they get burned? That's what I want to know. How did they get burned? How do they get burned? Like, did someone throw gasoline on them? Thank you, Winky. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Thank you for your support. Means so much. Really does. Thank you. Welcome to the family. Y'all welcome. Winky. Our little Winky. Winky Dinkier. That's cute. Flamethrower. I don't know, but throwing, like, burning someone, that is the most cruel thing you could do, right? Do either of the vehicles look like this was a fire in them? No. That's what I don't understand. Like, look at this. This car does not look burned. Does it? Does it look burnt to you? Burn trying to cover it up, trying to make, I mean, maybe trying to burn evidence. They could have, and it may not have, started. The fire may not have started. I want to be cremated, but not like that. You want to make, look at the windows on those open doors. That's a concentrated on the head area. Both doors, windows, holes. Yes. Now, a lot of times, like, these people, like, when, they're going to battle, they'll shoot out their own window, right? They'll be like, out their own window. The casing being so close looks like they walk to the vehicle and maybe a failed car burning. "8 p.m. It is cold here at night and cloudy today, so I think non-pro or not smart, closed windows, doors not cracked." Definitely sending a strong message. Definitely sending a strong message. All right, where am I? What am I on X? There we go.
In San Bernardino County, 5 people were found dead on a dirt road in this remote area. It's a remote area in the high desert.
Major response from law enforcement. A lot of investigators, detectives out there right now, as you can see. NBC4's Lauren.
I saw that, ICU. I saw that there was a UFO spotted 3 days ago out here. Out where they're at right now. Thank you, Floriles. Thank you so much.
Lauren Coronado also out there right now, and she joins us from the scene with the latest on this story. Lauren?
Lynette, Adrian, deputies confirm 5 bodies were found out here, and we've been able to locate 2 vehicles involved.
Okay. She's trying her news voice a little too hard. Deputies are saying 5 bodies out here. Listen to her. 5. I mean, she's a sweet girl, lovely, but deputies are saying 5 bodies out here.
See, NBC4's Lauren Coronado also out there right now, and she joins us from the scene with the latest on this story. Lauren?
Lynette, Adrian, deputies confirm 5 bodies were found out here, and we've been able to locate 2 vehicles involved as well. I want to show you the scene right now. Just beyond this yellow tape is where those 2 vehicles are. I want to set the scene for you. This is one of the vehicles in question. It appears to be a silver minivan here on Lessing Avenue, which is parallel to the 395 just off Shadow Mountain Road in El Mirage, which is near Adelanto in San Bernardino County. It's hard to make out details, but we got a better look from our mast camera on our news van. We're not showing the images because they're graphic, but we could see what appears to be a body lying outside that silver vehicle and what appears to be a few others just ahead of the vehicle. In addition, we've located a second vehicle a few feet away. A spokesperson for the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department tells us deputies got a call for a wellness check closer to 8:15 last night. When they got here, they located the 5 dead bodies. No word on what led up to this, how the 5 died, or who they are. We did collect a license plate number for the silver vehicle. Our team is working to run those plates in hopes of finding out more about who may be involved. Back out here live, you might be able to see some of those vehicles. I did talk with the sheriff's deputy briefly. He tells me that they will be here for hours, and just right now it looks like another deputy has just arrived. So over the past couple
I mean, some of them just try way too hard. You know what I mean? They just try way too hard. I kept noticing her when she kept saying that, and I'm like, there's the news anchor voice, and the reason they speak like that is because they want it to be like universal. They don't want you to sound regional. Like me, you can tell I'm from the South. I've got the twang, right? But they want the non-accent voice whatsoever. That's the type of voice that they want. I could sit here and talk like this all day, but it's not who I am. It's just not, you know. So there's that. Ugh. They just drive me nuts sometimes with that stuff. Sorry, I'm off my rocker.
couple hours, we've watched the response really could continue throughout the morning, but we will continue to keep you posted with all the new developments that we receive closer to 6:55. Reporting live, I'm Lauren Coronado for Today in LA.
Yeah, a little off topic there. Oh God. Okay. Bless her heart. I'm not making fun of her. I'm really not. I mean, she's a beautiful young anchor, but I don't know. Sometimes it just annoys me when they do that. Okay, customer services also dead at the local Walmart in El Mirage. 2 of 8 self-checkouts and almost 50 people waiting. Lots of employees standing around. Customer service is dead in El Mirage, Arizona. That is, though. Arizona, not California. Okay. Anything else? So I guess there's not. We're just going to have to wait and see what comes of this. 6 people have lost their lives, which is definitely not cool. It's the one. Sorry, I was saying it's the El Mirage, Arizona. Heather, you're out that way. They find bodies shot in Orchard a lot in Bakersfield area. Is that like Migrant Orchard? Migrant Orchard. See, my Southern just went through. Migrant. Is it Migrant? Is it Migrant? You're welcome, Gypsy. The black SUV reminds me of state or military vehicles. No, that's an older Trailblazer. Do they make Trailblazers anymore? I don't even think they make Trailblazers anymore. Do they? That's how you say it too? Migrant? All the migrants? They found many bodies out here all the time. It doesn't matter. They shot 3 in the Orchard just a couple years ago. Hold on. Heather. Oh, that reminds me. Do you remember there was a dad and a mom. They're actually on the cover of my intro, and they were found in an orchard. They took them from their business, and the cutest little baby. Oh my God. They took the kids, the cutest little baby. Oh my God, y'all. She is so adorable. She's on my intro. The whole family is on my intro. I did I covered that. Very sad. There was a couple that were found out here. Is this near the bone collector serial killer buried his 9 victims? Don't think it's near that. Yes, that was in Modesto. Yes. I'm trying to remember the names. Hold on. Let me see here. I can find that. No. I don't know, but they were, oh my God, that baby. I'm not just saying it, but one of the cutest babies I have ever seen in my entire life. Just the family was, they were immigrants. I don't know where they were from though, but they had a good business and all that. And someone came to their business and like held them at GUN point, took them out, and like there's footage of them removing them out of the back of their business and into the car. It was a trucking company, I believe, lived here for 20 years. Yeah, it was something like a trucking company or what was that? Damn it. Hold on. Found in orchard. What's that? Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Oh God, y'all. This hurts me. This is who it is. This baby right here. Oh, that baby. You want to talk about sad? That was last year. That whole family right there, gone forever. I remember covering that. I've got them on my intro because I covered it. That little baby. What the hell is wrong with people? I mean, really? Like how does a human being do something like that? When they release it, victims were men or women or both, it will tell us more motive. Yeah. Yeah, just look at, I mean, this little baby, just the biggest, cutest eyes. Oh my God. You know, they came in the country the right way, trying to, make a living, benefiting society, paying taxes, and this happens to them. possibly from spray. Well, I think Quinny said something earlier. With that many pew pew shots, that had to be like an automatic type weapon. So these people, I mean, you're probably not going to find, the church pastor with a bunch of automatic weapons in their car, right? That's more of like, yes, two brothers did that. Yeah. ABC7. Yeah, I've been going over ABC7. Let me see if there's anything else before I go. Okay, this was updated 2 minutes ago.
Get instant access to
There's an ad. 1 second. There's something new that came up 2 minutes ago. Let's see what the update is.
He's made a grim discovery last night. The 6 bodies were found near El Mirage. That's where we find Inland Empire Bureau Chief Rob McMillan. He joins us live with the latest. Rob, what have you learned?
Well, detectives have been out here since late last night trying to figure out what happened. Now, this is a dirt road here in the middle of the desert between Adelanto and El Mirage. All we know for sure about what happened out here is that 6 people are dead. This dirt road near El Mirage now blocked off with crime tape. The sheriff's homicide team trying to solve a mystery. The call coming in to San Bernardino County Sheriff's Dispatch around 8:15 last night, not to report a crime. The caller simply asking for a welfare check off Highway 395 in the middle of the desert.
This is a very remote desert area, and for that reason, CHP Aviation Division accompanied us to the call.
That's when, in pitch black conditions, responders made the horrifying discovery: 5 bodies found alongside 2 vehicles on the dirt road. By the time the sun came up, investigators had discovered another body.
As the investigation continued, early this morning, a 6th decedent was located at the scene. So we have a total of 6 at this point.
They have not confirmed whether the bodies were those of men or women, nor their approximate ages. They also aren't saying anything about how they died, although one of the vehicles is riddled with bullet holes.
We have not confirmed any cause or manner of death or any gunshot wounds or anything other than anything like that. It's going to be heartbreaking no matter what the situation is, what they discover out there as far as the circumstances surrounding it. So our investigators will continue to do their best to wrap this up quickly and get all the information possible to bring justice to those folks out there.
Now let's take a live look from overhead. These images coming in from Air 7 HD, and you get a pretty good idea of how expansive this crime scene is. That blue vehicle there, that's the one riddled with bullet holes. And then that part of the image that we're pixelating, we're doing that because those are 3 bodies. We believe those are the bodies that were charred. Apparently someone perhaps trying to conceal some evidence.
Oh my God, y'all. So it looks like they put the bodies in a pile and burned them. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Here by setting those bodies on fire. Again, detectives say they're going to be out here for quite some time. We believe the coroner just rolled up to the scene about 10 minutes ago. And one other thing, quite often when you have something like this, bodies discovered in the middle of the desert, one would surmise that perhaps the crime happened elsewhere and the bodies were simply dumped out here. But at this point, it does not appear that that's the case, because Sheriff's Department says they are focusing their entire investigation, at least at this point, on what's going on out here.
Look at that. Hold on. I want to
Perhaps the crime happened
right there. Wow. That they do. That they do. It really is blue. That they do. I don't know if they'll find them or not. Let's see if they. That's insanity. So they have taken them
They're storytellers
out
who live
of
in
the
your
car.
community.
They have taken them out of the car and dumped them, is what they have done. I wish there was like a live news helicopter.
Watch this with the Disney Bundle, Hulu and Disney Plus.
I was trying to go back to that scene. I shouldn't have done that. So the coroner is there now. But I mean, I'm just still don't understand the. You better be careful, Sarah. That's the thing. Yeah, I heard that they said it was too graphic, to hear. But it seems like these guys. This is what I want to go back to right here. Yeah, that's wild. They put them in. I mean, that's pretty crazy. There's 2 vehicles. There had to be a third vehicle. Wouldn't there have to be a third vehicle? There would have to be a third vehicle because someone put their bodies in a pile. Thank you, Steph Blue. You're very kind. Missing one used to love Sasquatches. Then when he didn't get them to interact with him, he vilified them. He's blaming aliens for missing. Yeah, that's a little too conspiracy for me, if you ask me. A little too more conspiracy. They drove away in a third motorcycle. They would have had to because, they piled them up. This is lower level bangers. Look at the spread of markers. Also wondering what they told the peeps in the vehicle to follow them out there. We don't know yet. They haven't released anything. Now, one of the news stations got the license number. I think it might be more gang related. Probably more gang related. Just so you know, this happens often out here in the desert, just not heard about. Oh, I'm sure. The desert, there's so much of the desert, right? And there is so many secrets that the desert, never tells. Hold on, let's see if News 4 NBC has anything. See, I want to know where the 6th person was found because it took them a while to find that. When was this last updated? Okay, here's the news anchor. The bless her heart. Here she is.
Lord.
Michael, good morning. We were initially told that deputies responded to a wellness check around 8:15 right out here last night. And initially it was 5 bodies that they said they found. But now we understand after that update that there are 6 bodies that deputies have found. This is where the investigation is centered around 2 vehicles. I want to give you a better idea of what the scene looks like. You have those 2 vehicles, a silver Dodge, what looks like.
So there's mountains in this area. I don't think this is a new thing around there. It's just always, but it's always awful. This looks like a weapons or substance deal. Yeah, but to me, this might have sounds like it might have been a setup or something. Everything is out there when they start building the area out. Half of LA's crime. Mm-hmm.
A Dodge Caravan from our vantage point with a body lying next to it. Just ahead of it, at least 2 other bodies. To the right of the Dodge is a blue vehicle with several bullet holes through its windows. You can see dozens of evidence markers. Again, the Sheriff's Department is confirming 6 bodies were found out here. This is parallel to the 395, a couple minutes from the 395 on Lessing Avenue off Shadow Mountain in the community of El Mirage, which is near Adelanto here in San Bernardino County. We got an update from Mara Rodriguez, a spokesperson with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, who says investigators will be out here quite some time.
It's going to be heartbreaking no matter what the situation is, what they discover out there as far as the circumstances surrounding it. So our investigators will continue to do their best to wrap this up quickly and get all the information possible to bring justice to those folks out there.
Back at the scene, this gives you an idea of how large the crime scene is and how remote the location is. Rodriguez did not answer questions about how the people died. While one of the vehicles has evidence of bullet holes, when asked if the people were shot, she said she couldn't answer. It's also not clear if they're looking for someone, multiple people, or if all have been accounted for. But you heard Rodriguez say they want to bring, quote, justice to those out here. Back out here live, we continue to see more investigators gather out here. We got here around 4 o'clock early this morning, and we continue to see more personnel arrive, more resources to piece together what happened as they continue to collect evidence out here. We do have another crew out here as well, so we'll continue to monitor the situation and bring you all another live report at 3 o'clock. Reporting live, I'm Lauren Coronado, NBC4 News.
All right. Bear with me 1 second. Here's a new video out, and it is by Fox 11 LA.
Of you, and that's right. There are still a lot of unanswered questions at this time. But as you mentioned, this is a very disturbing case. And we just learned from a press conference this morning that a 6th body was found this morning. We do not know if that 6th person was away from the group of the 5 people who were found or how that person was found this morning. But again, this investigation is still in the beginning stages and we're working to learn more information. But I want to go to Skyfox right now to give you a lay of the land, show you the scene. I'm about 10 miles away from that scene. It's in a desert area, a very remote area in El Mirage off of Highway 395. You're taking a look at that right now. You can see that Sheriff's Department is out there. They are investigating. They're trying to collect evidence and figure out what exactly happened there last night at around 8 o'clock. Now, I want to show you some more video that we've gathered from the scene. You can see that there are 2 vehicles that appear.
Y'all, look at those pew pew shots. Hold on, let me take this down for a second. I want you to look at this. Let me make it bigger for y'all. Look at this. Holy moly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
To have been
Oops.
involved.
7. 7 or just right there. And this is all out. I notice I don't see any pew pew shots down here. They were going for these people could aim good. That's for certain. Look at this. Someone's got a camera there.
in this
Wow.
incident, and one of the vehicles appears to have bullet holes in the windows. But right now, the sheriff's department is not saying how these individuals died. We do not know if they were shot or what the circumstances are. We also don't know who the victims are. The sheriff's department saying that they do not know the age, they don't know the race, they don't know anything about the victims at this time. But take a listen to what the public information officer had to say this morning during the press conference.
It's going to be heartbreaking no matter what the situation is, what they discover out there as far as the circumstances surrounding it.
Yep.
So our investigators will continue to do their best to wrap this up quickly and get all the information possible to bring justice to those folks out there.
Yeah, Karen.
A very disturbing case, and right now the details are very limited, so we're working to learn more information. And officials from the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department say they will continue to provide updates throughout the day. They also say they don't know of a case in recent times where something like this has happened, where they found 6 bodies in the desert here in El Mirage. So obviously a very disturbing case, and we're hoping to learn more information. I'll have another update for you coming up at 10 o'clock. For now.
Oh, sorry. 6 bodies. That is absolutely. That's a lot of remains. Not even putting up a tip line yet. No tip line yet. Not walking immigrants walking. No, the traffickers. It's like $250 a head. If those drivers don't follow the cartel's rules, they'll get dealt with. Carnage. Yes, Carol. Speed puzzle showdown looks interesting. Right. Hey, Ricky. Good to see you, brother. The surrounding area is not very populated. No. Let's see what the comment says. I know the area well with law enforcement has always said that if all the bodies were to stand up, you could fill a stadium. What does that mean? I think we can all assume that drugs had nothing to do with any of this. I think they're being sarcastic. Yeah, I figured that, the names would get out by now, but they haven't. It is definitely like an old Western shootout. They're going to have to bring reinforcements in if it starts getting dark before they finish. Yeah, lots of sarcasm in that for sure. For sure. Let me just pull X up and see if anything is new. It went from 5 to 6. Oh, that's Arizona. El Mirage, please. Media. Nope. Okay, what's that? This was at 8 o'clock last night. When it went through. The driver gets 250. What do you mean 250 ahead? Yeah, where are you from? He needs to be very careful, I'm telling you. They don't take kindly to a lot of cameras, if you know what I mean. The actual price for an immigrant to pay cartels is high dollar. They will bring in tents and large generator power lights. San Bernardino Sheriff's is next to Los Angeles for budget equipment. Very large department. I live in the desert. It's near our house. We live in the Mojave Desert. Oh, wow. Perhaps some have tattoos. I'm sure. So, are we ruling out illegal immigrants? I don't think we can rule anything out. This is in one second. El Mirage, California. Yeah, nothing's coming out though, so I guess I'll end it here. And if as soon as we find something out, I'll let you guys know. But let's see here. Nothing news coming out at the moment. It's just in the middle of nowhere. I'll show you on Google Earth one more time before I leave. Like this is the area, this is the road that they were found on. Sandy Desert Road. And as you can see, there's mountains in the distance, big mountains, which is interesting. I wouldn't want to live this remote personally. Why is that blurred right there? Okay, maybe it was just blurred because of that. But this is the road that they were found on, which I never knew. You know, Google Earth covers everything. It's not too remote. I mean, it's pretty remote to me. I mean, there's, I don't see any pavement anywhere, sidewalks or anything. Justin, did you hear about the 7 bodies found in Chicago? No. What? 7 bodies found in Chicago? Let me look. I don't see anything about it. Okay. All right. Less than 10 minutes from town. Joliet, Illinois. Hold on. Let's see here. I think Marlena sent me something, maybe. Okay. Thank you. I see you. Let's look at this real quick. I haven't heard about this. Suspect dead in Texas after 8 people are unalived and located in Joliet, Illinois. Video.
$1,000. Without endurance, breakdowns can cost thousands.
All right. Thank you. Hurry up. Oh, look. The desert has a paved road there. It's not on the same street we're on. How long is this ad?
News we just learned in the last few minutes. Joliet police say the suspect wanted in 8 murders has been found in Texas. Romeo Nance was in a town called Natalia. That's 30 miles southwest of San Antonio, nearly 1,200 miles from Joliet, a more than 18-hour drive.
We do have video as well from where Joliet police say Nance was found in a car at a gas station. They say it appears he shot himself after a confrontation with police and is dead.
23-year-old Nance was wanted for the shooting deaths of 8 people. Police were asking everyone to be vigilant, saying he was driving this red Toyota with the license plate you see there. We are following up with investigators now, and we'll bring you any new information when we learn it.
Marshall Harris here. The
Well,
Bears
he's off the
officially announcing
road
Shane
or off
Waldron.
out of life too. Why did he unalive them? Responding officers found a total of 7 people in 2 houses who had been shot unalived. They were looking for Nance. He was believed to have been driving a red Toyota Camry. Nance's last known address had been on the same block of Acre Road, Evans said. Evans said Nance knew the victims found in the 2 houses, and it was believed they were all related. Will County Sheriff's deputies had discovered the bodies as they investigated an earlier shooting, which had left a man unalived in an unincorporated area outside of Joliet proper the day before. The common link was the red Toyota Camry associated with Nance. Okay. At 4:27 p.m. Sunday, the Will County Sheriff's Office was called at the Pheasant Run Apartments of Pheasant Run Road, unincorporated Joliet Township, where they found a man bleeding on the ground from a gunshot wound. The 28-year-old man, who was originally from Nigeria and had lived in the United States for about 3 years, was rushed to the area hospital and died. The Will County Coroner's office identified the victim as Tosia I. Bakar. After 10 minutes earlier, a 42-year-old man had been shot in the leg at the 200 block of Davis Street in Joliet. The victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The Will County Sheriff's Office said that earlier incidents appeared random, and the 2 victims were not connected. However, according to the sheriff's office, the same car with the same license plate associated with Nance was spotted at both scenes. So that's when they connected them. The Will County Sheriff's Chief Dan Jungles said detectives were investigating the deadly Sunday shooting a day later and had set up surveillance area in the Acre Road where the registered owner of the car had lived. Deputies walked to the house, knocked on the door, Jungle said. When they received no response, they knew the people who lived in the house across the street were related to those living in the first house, Jungle said. The deputies found a man that entered the house to look for injured people. Ultimately, 5 were found dead at the house of 2225 West Acres Avenue and were found dead in the other at 2212 West Acres Road. I've been a policeman for 29 years, Evans said. This is probably the worst crime scene I have ever been associated with. Wow.
This house is a Generac house.
He had to have something against this family. He took out 2 families. There's also a prison out there that used to be George. Oh, really? Get yourself a Generac.
It's a power move. Request a free quote today.
First, though, here at 10, breaking news in Joliet. Police say 8 people are dead and a 9th injured in a 2-day crime spree.
Right now, a manhunt is underway for the suspect that investigators believe is behind it all.
Take a look at your screen. This is 23-year-old Romeo Nance. He's believed to be driving a red Toyota Camry with Illinois plates Q730412. Police say he should be considered armed and dangerous.
CBS 2's Maribel Gonzalez spoke with investigators and joins us live from Joliet tonight. Maribel.
Yeah, Joe and Erica, 7 of those murders happening inside 2 homes right behind us. A crime police are calling heinous in the neighborhood. Fear, shock, and grief, especially as the suspect remains on the run.
I've been a policeman 29 years. This is probably the worst crime scene I've ever been associated with.
8 murders at 3 different locations. At the center of the investigation, this man, 23-year-old Romeo Nance, now on the run and considered armed and dangerous.
We will do everything in our power here at the Joliet Police Department to bring the person responsible for this to justice.
Sunday, Will County Sheriff's deputies responding to this apartment complex in unincorporated Joliet Township following reports of a man shot in the head. He was taken to the hospital where he died.
The victim in our incident has been identified as Toasai Bakar. He's 28 years old. He is originally from Nigeria and has been living in the Will County area for the past 3 years.
10 minutes prior to that, reports of another person shot and injured. Authorities say Nance's red Toyota Camry spotted at both of those scenes. They traced his car registration back to one of the homes on the 2200 block of West Acres Road, where deputies staked out in case he came back. Monday, they made a horrific discovery.
Shortly before noon this morning, our officers then went to a residence, located blood outside of the residence, and made entry where they found 2 deceased individuals.
Across the street where police say relatives of those victims lived, another 5 people found shot dead. Right now, investigators not saying if those are Nance's family members, only that they are known to the suspect. Also unclear how long they had been there.
It's shocking to me that this stuff doesn't just happen on TV, it's real.
It's just scary. I mean, I think the whole neighborhood is just reeling and praying for families, obviously, that lost someone.
Court documents show that Nance listed an address on this street as his home address when he was charged with an aggravated discharge of a weapon, and that he was out on bond on that case. Right now, local investigators working with the FBI to find him. They're asking the public to remain vigilant. Reporting live in Joliet, Maribel Gonzalez, CBS 2 News.
Maribel, thank you.
Green Pan Slow Cooker turns your counter into a...
All righty. Well, that is, yeah. I know someone that has just drove by the area where the 6 were found in the desert. He didn't see anything. Must be away from the highway. He's now near Edwards Air Force Base, California. So, I just exited out of it. I forgot what street it was on. I could tell you the exact street that it was on. Forgot. It was a couple. They said it was the street. It's literally a dirt road street. There we go. Thank you, Prescott. Lessing Shadow Mountain Road. That's where it was. 8:15. Yeah, 8:15 last night is when they first did the wellness check. Trying to see if the LA Times has anything. No. It's 50 miles. El Mirage is located 50 miles northeast of LA. It's close from Highway 395, about, I think they said 10 minutes or so from there. All right, guys, if I hear anything else, I will let y'all know. Oh, wow. Tell her to be careful, Sky, please. Yeah. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate your time. I'll be back here in a little bit. We're going to be talking about Monkey Michael Vaughn's case. Stacy messaged me last night. Didn't have very nice things to say to me, and this morning as well. So we'll talk about that and talking about Monkey Michael Vaughn's case. And then we're going to be talking about the 3 Kansas Chief fans who are dead in someone's backyard. So, yeah. Am I going to show the pic? What pic, Jules? I can show you the text where Stacy sent me. I'll have to blur some of the words though. Yes, please hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. Love you all. We'll see you guys later. He'll be in jail soon. I have a feeling. Oh yeah, Stacy is showing his true colors now. What is my opinion on the pictures? My opinion on the pictures is, at the very minimum, I am glad she turned those in. A couple of them look very staged. I don't know about you, but I've never taken a photo of a child in a bed or in a bench, kind of leaned over, posed like. And it was like her back shown and all that. So it'll either be 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock. I don't know yet. So 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock this evening, Eastern. Stacy, absolutely. Absolutely. Why bring the pictures up now? You would have to understand how, like, when Cher sent me the pictures, I didn't even realize she just sent a picture, and then at the very, very bottom, like, you know how like your buttons will show down here, like when you, right? Like when you're texting or something, or a picture of your buttons will show. This is where the photos are, like right down here. And they are so tiny. So Ziggy's live. I think she's live at 6 Eastern. So yeah, it'll be either before her or after her. All right, guys. Love you all. See you guys in a little bit.